Hey guys, thanks for doing this. Zach, start with you. How are you feeling after the first couple of days of camp here, and how did you feel the scrimmage went?
Yeah, the first couple days are always they're pretty tough, but they're designed that way, to get your pace up and get ready for the start of games. But I had a good off season, feeling good so far, and the scrimmage, it was after a pretty tough practice, but I think we did all right. But it's just good to get back in the pace of playing games and then seeing those different looks and stuff.
And Jalen, just your thoughts on the opportunity to skate alongside Quinn Hughes a little bit here through the first couple of days of camp.
Yeah, I think it's huge. He's a great player. I got to watch him last year and even being around him in the bubble. And, it's a great opportunity to try to play with him and, make good plays with him.
All right, next up, we'll go to Ben Kuzma.
Hey guys, a question for each of you. I'll start with Zack. Travis talked a lot about Gaudette centering Roussel and yourself as a pretty line he may want to start the season with. What does it mean for you to be just lined up with those guys now, probably in scrimmages, obviously no exhibition games? What do you make of the opportunity, Zack?
Yeah, I think that's huge to, get going as early as possible, try to build that chemistry and, kind of build off kind of what we had going a little bit last year and, on and off again. So, just to get the feel of, skating with those guys and communicating and just getting the looks with each other, I think is, really big.
Question for you, Jalen. I'm just curious about the taxi squad situation. Is it more advantageous for you, a guy at your point in your career, to be here, to practice, possibly play, as opposed to being back in Utica with the quarantine situation?
Yeah, it depends how you look at it. For me, I want to be here and I want to help the team win. So, as close as I can get to, making this team or the taxi squad, that's where I want to be this year.
Next up, we'll go to Jay Janauer.
Jalen, if memory serves correct, I think this is your fourth year as a professional. I think the last couple of years, we've all been expecting you to take the next step. You've been called up. We've never got to see you in action. How much is your game rounded into shape? I mean, you look like you're a stronger skater. You look more confident in your own end. Do you feel the time is now for you to make that Canucks debut?
Yeah, I think the last 4 years has been nothing but a great experience, like you said, being called up and being around the coaches and the organization and the players. And, just now I know the system's coming in. I know what to expect. I know what the coaches expect. So, yeah, I think this is a great time for me to make that jump right now.
Do you see the opportunity ahead of you? I mean, yesterday Travis talked about putting guys in roles during this camp where they could skate alongside players who, they might be able to potentially play with. Do you feel comfortable enough to say, the time is now?
Yeah, I definitely do. I thought I put in some work this summer or this off season, and like you said, just preparing, to come out there and play along these guys and help them win and just do what I can.
Next up is Ian McIntyre.
Hi, fellas. For you, Zack, in one of your one-on-one drills with Hoaglander, you tried the lacrosse goal or lacrosse move from behind the net. Can you talk us through that?
I heard the whistle go at the end to end the play. I don't know. They ended the drill. I was behind the net, so I wouldn't read too much into it.
But you knew who it was and who made the move famous?
Yeah, a little bit, I guess so.
Okay, thank you.
Next up is Thomas Drance.
Jalen, I'm going to throw an off-speed pitch. I know you're focused on the task at hand and the season to come, but if memory serves, you were called up in March on the day the world essentially shut down. And I'm just curious what you remember about that experience, because it's got to be a pretty distinct one in pro sports.
Yeah, so like you said, I came up and I was called up for a little bit, and pretty much the season just kind of went to a hold, and they sent guys out, and then we were just waiting to see when it was going to start back up, and it seemed forever. And then, finally it came back, and, we made that playoff run.
Thank you.
Next up is Faber.
Hey guys, thanks for doing this. I wanted to start with you, Zack. You got to skate with Gaudette and Roussel. You've been used in a lot of different situations over the past 2 years. You've been used in a fourth line role where you have to dump the puck in, but also in Utica, top six role. how do you kind of feel that group of you guys together there, Roussel and Gaudette, kind of fits? Like, are you guys more of a dump and chase or carry in group?
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of a mix. Where we can play a simple game and get pucks deep and forecheck hard and recover the puck, and then use that to generate chances and offense. And I think that's just a good skill set and kind of a way that we have to play. So I think I think we're good at that, and when we have success with that, you can see results.
Awesome. And for Jalen, one of the words that gets referred to your game a lot is greasy. Do you take that as a compliment, or is that kind of getting annoying?
What do you mean by greasy? And
I guess like the way that you do work in the corners is something that people like to see. I think it's somewhat of a positive response, but at the same time, you can take it both ways.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been my game growing up. I've always battled hard and, second chances in the corner just to win that battle. I've been known for that even when I played in Windsor and even in Utica. Never giving up on a puck, playing hard to play against, and, being the unsung hero, just being that guy down low that people don't want to play against.
Next up is David Edelstein.
Hello to both of you. I'm in Utica. Good to see you guys again. Just from that perspective, first for Zack, just curious what's different for you coming into this training camp now that you've kind of had the moment at the end of last season in the NHL and really made your mark coming in this year.
I think I was able to build a little bit of confidence last year. Getting in some games and having a good performance in some of the games, and getting that playoff experience in a few games was just huge for my mentality and building confidence, and being able to take that and build on it in the off season, and then come into camp prepared and confident.
And for Jalen, obviously you've had some great seasons here in Utica. What are you hoping to showcase in these days of training camp here, something that maybe you worked on in Utica that you hope is enough to push you over that bar onto the NHL team this season?
Just that I know how to play the game better, play at a pro level, just making the smart plays, being effective out there the way I can, and just bringing that winning attitude each and every night, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to win, the Stanley Cup, and that's what we're after.
And with our final question, we've got Daniel Wagner.
Zack, I know you were kind of dismissing the little lacrosse move you tried to pull in the one-on-one drill, but do you kind of look for those opportunities to show that you have that skill, whereas at the NHL level, you've played more of a depth role, a grinding role? Do you really look for those chances to show you have that offensive ability?
I think it's not a bad thing to be able to display, it's not something necessarily that I would try in a game or something. It's just, I guess you could say that I like to try to showcase some skill at some points, but, I know what my game is about, and, being able to mix in a little bit of that is going to help give me success. So that's just a mix of the, the two styles.
And when you look at the right wing depth that your team has right now you're skating with Gaudette and Roussel. It's more of a third line role, but do you see that opportunity to maybe even step up? I know you played with Horvat a little bit last season as well.
Yeah, of course. I want to be adaptable and be utilized in whatever situation they feel I'm ready for. So, just to be able to show them that, I'm ready for that, and I'm ready to take whatever they want to throw at me, and try to be as prepared and as ready to go as possible.